Hi, everyone, and welcome back. And I'm with Walt Hoser. How you doing, Walt?
I'm fine.
Okay, it's good to see you. And we're going to talk about a project that you've been working on for an awful long time. You told me you had first talked to the school board in 2006. You'll have to address that right
Yeah.
at this moment. But tell us about the project.
The project itself has been a community concern for a long time. The Chinese cemetery is located on Church Street between the elementary school and the cemetery.
Okay.
And that's where it was located. And way back, they removed all the remains and sent them back to China, which was a custom. And this was one of the first cemeteries allowed in the country that was allowed to do that. And it's a pretty famous thing to be able to, accomplish something like that. Well, the property was turned back over to the city, then turned over to the school district. Well, it sits there, and it's an empty lot, and a lot of people.
I think we either had a picture up, or if not, we're going to put a picture up right now.
That's it.
I've seen that. I've seen that spot before.
Yeah, it's
not very pretty.
No, it's not, and it's it's like a desolate zone, and the teachers are using it for a parking lot, and it's a shame that it's not recognized for what it really was. And so I took on the project, and originally we took it to the Argonaut High School.
Okay.
And the leadership class took on the project, and they started developing things. They drew up the plans. They started raising funds and doing this and doing that.
Okay, let's see.
We've got to a point now where we're looking for funds. We need funds to complete it. And we've got a quote from Mr. Simpson for $3,500 to do the complete job. And by doing that, it'll be a complete job. And the community, I think, is going to be very satisfied because there's been a lot of concern about this.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Yeah, we can get the community together to start putting in a few funds here and there. We might be able to accomplish something.
Okay, let's take a quick look at some of the pictures that we have of what you hope it looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to look like that.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at first one is kind of like the floor plan of it, and I guess where that big block is. First of all, if we look at the top, that's where the cars are parked.
Yeah,
were parked earlier, right?
Yeah, and then on the lower part of that picture, you'll see that it looks like stones. That's that rock wall that exists to the driveway going to the maintenance building there, and that's going to be rebuilt. And then 13 feet back from that is where the parking structure will be. And the rest of that will be considered a buffer zone between the grammar school and the Jackson City Cemetery. So this enables the children that are playing in the playground up there to look at trees and stuff and not a cemetery. And that's why we consider this a buffer zone between the two. And then in the front part of that is the monument area where a big, large plaque and what I call a sacrificial stone will be placed. And that's to...
Let's take a look at that picture that you brought. That's a nice rendition.
Yeah, that's an artist rendition, but it's going to be trees, no bamboo. We've eliminated the bamboo. Yeah, we did thought it was bad. But the other, there's one more picture. We can have that up.
Right.
I don't see it yet. Anyway, that's
another view of it, and where that running fence is.
Right.
That's the parking in front of that.
Right.
So basically, it looked like the bamboo was going to be a screen there in the back a little bit, but that's going away.
We're going to do, the bamboo is no, Mr. Simpson suggested we not put the bamboo in there because it's not a good thing. He's going to plant some type of shrubs in between there. But
yeah, because it would be a nice place to stop the view, actually, and create that zone to look very nice.
Right, yeah. And
just use a different plant. Okay, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very, it'll add a lot of, beauty to that spot, Boy, I could use it. I've been there before, and it's an eyesore.
Right. And if there's anyone who wishes to donate funds to it, they're to contact City Hall.
Okay. We've got 10 seconds. We're going to be right back with Walt, and we're going to talk about this some more right after this break.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.
Hi, Hi, everyone, and welcome back. I'm with Walt Hoser.
That's
Okay,
it.
okay. Walt, you're a planning commissioner here in Jackson.
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, so and you've been involved with the school district.
Yes.
Volunteer down there.
Yes, and then also with the Jackson Business and Community Association. So I'm a little of everything. I've got a lot of hats to fill.
Okay, so you're quite involved in the community. And he's taken on a major project, and it'll be a beautiful project and sorely needed addition to the cemetery up there by the school, the Jackson Cemetery. And it's being called the Monument.
It's going to be the Chinese Cemetery Monument and Buffer Zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not a big area, but it'll be quite impactful. Why don't we take a look one more time at the first picture with the cars in that parking lot, and that's the school bus.
That's
where
the teachers. Yeah, behind there, that large building. That's the bus barn.
Yeah.
It's a maintenance bus barn.
Okay.
And then you got the rock wall that's right there behind that pillar.
Okay.
And then,
now the rock wall, at least the front of that, is going to be still used. It looks to me like. We'll go to that spot looking down on it, and now we'll go to that picture, and we can tell there's the parking areas right there and the bumper blocks, and then forward of that. We can, some walls, some trees in there that weren't there before.
Right.
And a lovely monument. Maybe we can go to that monument. And the monument celebrates what, Walt?
It's going to celebrate that site as a cemetery, as an original Chinese cemetery. And then there's, I call it a sacrificial stone, but there's a large stone that was placed there when it was a cemetery where the people would come visit the deceased, and they would put like food and stuff on this stone. And we located this stone. It's large, the large stone, and we've located it. It's over on Gordon Hill, and we're going to try to move that back to its location. And then the plaque has already been manufactured, and that the school, the Argonaut High School students, they got that. They got the money and got the thing made up. It cost $1,000. So they got the plaque made, and we're going to put a big rock there, similar to the Jewish monument that's right up the street in front of the high school, the grammar school. Yeah, it's kind of in that same principle, same thought, and it's going to be down there. So actually, it's going to be part of like a tour in a sense. You can come along down through there, and before you hit the cemetery, you'll see these spots where it's going to be something that's going to be noticed. So,
right. And it's honoring a lot of Chinese heritage that was here in Jackson in the 49er days, the parts they played in the Gold Rush and early part of Amador County's history. And the interesting thing is that there's no graves there.
No, the graves.
Why don't you explain that again?
All the remains have been removed and sent back to China, which is a tradition with that money. And that cemetery was one of the first cemeteries allowed to do that. And there was a lot of, and they had to get permits to do this and to send the remains back and the whole thing. And this was quite a few years ago. I'm not definite of the date. The date is approximately 1922 to 1926, we think. Okay. We're trying to get this defined properly, the right date, and get it confirmed, and that's something we're working on. But
so this will help commemorate and keep in mind for people that come around the role and the part that was played by the Chinese, and also that was a cemetery.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful, and if we remember where it is, it'll certainly be a very attractive spot for Jackson.
Oh, definitely.
And the students raised, this was a big project with the students at Argonaut High School.
Argonaut High School, the leadership class. Okay. They're the ones that took on the project with the instructor, Mr. Keith Davis.
Right.
And then he took on the project. Well, needless to say that Mr. Davis is retired now. So the project kind of went by the wayside a little bit, so we took it back over. The Jackson City Cemetery Committee took it back over, and we've got that under our wing.
Okay.
And it's at a point, though, that all we need to do is to raise the funds. And once we get the funds raised, we're on our
what
way.
are you doing to raise the funds, Walt?
Well, trying to get the community to get it in. It's difficult. I've got some money from the community association, and we're hoping that there will be some other people that will give into it. We need $3,500, and that'll take care of the full project. It'll be done. And it's very difficult to raise funds today, you know, with the economy the way it is. But hopefully we got some people that want to get involved with this and, you know, give their donation, because this would be a separate fund. If you call the city and decide you want to do it, you can call the city. It's at 223-1646, I believe. I'm not really sure about the number. But anyway, there's a separate fund set aside for this project. And then once it's done, I kind of let you know a little while ago that the Chinese consulate is very interested in this project, and they're waiting to hear us tell them that it's completed. And when it's completed, I think it's going to be quite an occasion. It's going to be something that's going to be publicized quite a bit, and which will help our community again there. So it's a little, you know, a little bit of this,
there's a lot of you know, beautification projects going on around Jackson right
definitely
here at the time.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not a lot of money, but as you pointed out, tough times, it's a lot harder to get the funds.
Right.
Now, is that all you have going for you in that sense of, like, to, you know, call Jackson City and let them know that you would like to donate some funds?
That's it.
Are you meeting with groups, Rotary, Lions,
We're
things
going
like
to
that?
try that, but I understand they're pretty tight too, which is understandable, you know. And we're going to try different, you know, avenues and see if we can't raise these funds somehow. We're trying to get it done quickly, because right now is the ideal time to get the project working and get it done.
Okay.
And yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to mention too, that a lot of people think, well, this is only just for the monument. And I said, no, you got to think about it's a buffer zone between the grammar school and the cemetery. Because if you've ever been at the playground up there, you're looking down on a cemetery, which is not good. Not for the kids, you know.
Okay. And if we take one more picture, Alan, or put that picture back up of the cars parked at the by the bus barn, and we can see how, you know, unaesthetic that is looking. And then just go ahead and put one of those other pictures up. You could take your pick and just see that it would be, you know, quite a nice upgrade there.
It certainly would. And it's
something to be proud of.
And it's close to the museum up there too, you know, and a lot of people go by there.
Right. And that's another thing that I believe the museum's going to be started to get some work done on it as well. So
it is.
Maybe it'd be great if we could all chip in and help this project as well. Walt, I really appreciate you coming by and
I want to
sharing
thank you
this
for
with you.
having me by.
We'll try to keep up to date on this.
Yeah.
We'll get you on Amador this week, Amador Live, and and maybe get you some more publicity, okay?
I hope so.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
And stay with us. There's more news on the other side of the break.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.